All right, so good afternoon. I will brief you on the details as we know them of the officer-involved shooting that occurred on August 2nd, 2023 in the 9600 block of CF Hawn Freeway. This is the sixth officer-involved shooting involving a Dallas police officer in 2023. On August 2nd, at about 10 a.m., Senior Corporal Rene Dominguez and Officer David Cortines responded to a stolen property call at a motel located at 9616 CF Hawn Freeway. Early that morning, at approximately 1:20 a.m., a box truck was stolen from the 7600 block of Ferguson Road. The preliminary investigation determined the victim tracked stolen equipment from a company to a room at the motel. At 9:57 a.m., Senior Corporal Dominguez and Officer Cortines arrived and knocked on the door of the motel room, but got no response. Officer Cortines saw the suspect, 41-year-old Clifford Osmer, trying to climb out of the side window of the room. Osmer went back into the room and closed the window behind him. At 10:21 a.m., a woman staying in the room walked out and told officers he's in there. Senior Corporal Dominguez entered the room and saw a male witness sitting on a chair and Osmer standing in the back of the room. At 10:21, Osmer raised his weapon and fired at officers. Senior Corporal Dominguez took cover behind the open door of the motel room. At 10:21 and 58 seconds, Osmer then came out from the bathroom, raised his weapon, and fired additional rounds at the officers. Both officers fired their duty weapons. Osmer was shot and fell to the ground. Dallas police administered first aid to Osmer, and he was taken to a local hospital where he was last listed in stable condition. No officers or witnesses were injured. Osmer's weapon was recovered at the scene and was determined to be stolen out of Dallas. The stolen property from the initial call was located inside the room, and the stolen vehicle was later recovered at another location. Osmer will be charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault on a public servant, and additional charges are pending. Osmer has a prior criminal history, including aggravated assault, burglary of habitation, burglary of a building, burglary of a motor vehicle, unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, felony theft, engaging in organized criminal activity, aiding arrest in a vehicle, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. The investigation is ongoing and is being investigated at the Dallas Police Special Investigations Unit. The Dallas County District Attorney's Office was notified and responded to the scene and will conduct their own investigation. The Office of Community Police Oversight was notified and also responded to the scene. Again, this is our 6th shooting involving a Dallas police officer this year, and as I made mention in our last officer-involved shooting briefing, of the 6, 1 threatened officers and or the public with a firearm, and 5 had tried to kill my officers. It is the 5th time our investigation to determine that the suspect shot at our officers first. The suspect, a violent convicted felon who by law should not have been in possession of a firearm and a stolen weapon at that. We are once again lucky that our officers were not injured or killed and that no one else was injured in this incident. We never want this to be our outcome. We will continue to do all we can to fight and prevent crime in our city. These men and women will remain committed and steadfast in our mission. Our brave men and women will continue to put their uniforms on each day, not knowing what the day or call will hold, to put violent offenders behind bars, and to help find closure for a grieving family and to make our streets safer. This is yet another example that there is nothing routine in our beloved profession. These men and women do what they do because they want what is right and what is best for the people of our city. What you're about to see, Senior Corporal Dominguez and Officer Cortines were involved in a gunfight, and they needed their warrior spirit to survive against a career criminal that day. I'm incredibly proud of them. I thank them for the great work they do each day and the bravery and commitment to our profession and to the department and to this city. We will now play the Bodycam footage, and I'll come back for questions.
That's stupid, man. Can we get 19 minutes to our location?
Open the door. Ahí están hablando. We're going to go on the front, come on. You'll see one. We're going to go on the front, come on. You'll see one.
That's a 345, shot fired. Room 116, six other cookies. Watch out for my gun, man! Watch out for my gun, you dude! Watch out for you can down there! No, fuck the ground! Get down! Come here! Get on the ground! Got one. Over here! Over here! Cheers, go. Help me, man! Roll it. Hey, look, I didn't have money food there. I'm waiting for him to think about it. Hey, quiet. Hey, look, right there. One suspect shot. See ya. Here's one. What we got? Give me a second, I got the logo. Hey, quiet. Quiet. Just hold it with me. Okay, hold it with me, okay? What's your name? What is it? Give me a towel. What is it? Put on to me, brother. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna hold this right. That's over here. You won't flex. You got it. You're doing this. You're doing this, alright? You got two. You got two to the arm. Yeah, we've got one detained, and we've got immediate one for one. The scene is secure. Come on, I'm not leaving things I know can come up. I'm not ready to stop in a fucking background. Come on, man, I've done this long enough. Listen, you'll be alright. Hey, stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Alright? Keep pressure on. Ambulance is coming, okay? They're coming. Hey, stay with me, alright? Stay with me. Hey, we'll get you some water here in a second, okay? But you gotta keep your eyes open. I know. I'm turning you over there in the box again.
Any questions? With every body cam footage that I see, been doing this job for a long time. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in this room that saw that video that did not feel angst seeing that. To be in a gunfight in close quarters like that, and again, what people think is a routine call that our officers handle day in and day out. We see how it devolves to chaos and how nothing's routine here. It's just another example of that. Another example of the bravery. You always talk about fight or flight. You know what, and you never know until you know. Well, we know these two officers show their warrior spirit. And we keep seeing that with every unfortunate situation like this that occurs. I'm very proud of them.
Cuando ves a sus oficiales trabajar en ese modo que se estuvieron calmados y hicieron su trabajo lo mejor que pudieron, ¿qué piensa usted sobre eso?
Estoy bien orgulloso del trabajo que hicieron ellos. Porque pueden estar tan calmados cuando alguien trató de matarlo. Y como tú viste, como ellos estaban hablando con él, cuando estaban tratando de tratar de lo que tenía él, de los balazos que tenía. Estoy bien orgulloso de ellos.
July 25th, 7 days later, again, it seems like this propensity to want to shoot at the police. Look at the video, he had it in his mind, it seems like. It does show, you never know. I mean, he knew the police were there, he'd seen the officers, he knew who was standing at the door, and still decided to raise the gun cheek.
This is what our men and women are facing. This was a career criminal who was desperate. And there's no other way to say it. I can't explain how what was going on in his mind to try to kill a Dallas police officer or a police officer in that scenario. But that is what you witnessed right there. And that's what our men and women face every day. But as I made mention in my comments, they've been out ever since this again to continue to do their job. And it's proud to be a chief of a department whose men and women operate in that fashion.
And in both of these, guns were stolen that were ultimately used to fight police.
Yes.
Were any other people charged with this? Is that part of the bigger theft ring, or did it look like there was a bunch of stuff?
Yeah. So, Rebecca, I mean, we're looking at this whole case right now with the officer involved shooting. We're doing more follow up on the theft. Most of the property that was in that room, if not all, was stolen. There's thousands of dollars, whether in that room. But we're continuing to do the investigation for the more broader because they're quite very possibly being involved in some larger ring, obviously from the evidence that was found in there. But we're still doing follow-up on it.
You answered a question in Spanish, but could you answer it in English on how calm the officers were? Because you see the officers helping the guy who just literally tried to kill him.
And as I saw it before and I see it again, incredibly proud. This individual just tried to kill them. And there is no nicer way to put it. He tried to kill them, and they held their composure. The way they spoke to the individual, stay with me, hang in there, for someone who just tried to kill two of our police officers. I don't know if I could be any prouder as to how they acted afterwards. So one of the officers has been on since, the senior corporal's been here since 1989. And Officer Cortinas has been here since August 22. He's actually a second phase, somewhat fresh out of the academy.
And how many times was the suspect shot?
At least once.
¿Qué apoyo tienen ahora los oficiales después de este incidente?
Yo creo que tenemos mucho apoyo con nuestra comunidad. Cuando ustedes van a vigilar esta historia hoy, para que la comunidad de nosotros sepa que siempre estos oficiales, ahora la segunda vez en casi una semana, que nuestros oficiales se ponen en peligro para mantener la paz de esta ciudad cuando están tratando de matarlo. Yo creo que el apoyo debe ser bien grande. Pero nosotros tenemos el apoyo mucho con nuestra comunidad, pero cuando estas cosas pasan, nuestra comunidad también tiene el apoyo con nosotros y sabe los sacrificios que están haciendo estos oficiales, estos policías.
And to think that he opened fire, here's a guy sitting in a chair, looking at his phone, and he just opens fire, even putting his own friend in danger.
Again, I have no words for that. I mean, as you heard, the individual is being taken into custody. You tell one of the officers, I have no idea what that guy was thinking or what he was thinking. But those actions by those officers, this is not a choreographed dance. We try to teach our officers and train them the best you can. But with the clutter that's in the room and things are going on, he brought his years of experience into play. It was, and they won that day.
¿Y este sospechoso ya estaba siendo investigado durante este momento cuando ocurrió esto o fue algo que...
Esta fue la investigación porque se creyeron que el robo que había pasado, que el dueño llamó a la policía diciendo que aquí está nuestras cosas, aquí está la troca. Y por eso empezó todo esto. Y por eso que fueron al cuarto para empezar.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Thank you.